Send you in the game, big boy. You motherfucker. All right. Ooh, I gotta fucking get some fucking energy, bro. Ugh. All right. Welcome to the Peanut Gallery, the saltiest podcast in the world. Fucking, this is Blue and Scrang. They're pretty all right. I like them.
Hey, I'm a kazoo.
This is a kazoo. Before we start, a quick word from our sponsors. We don't have any, so we're just going to get right into it. Fucking podcast notes. Got them right here. The current state of MOBAs, which stands for, I don't know. I have no idea.
Current state of MOBAs?
What does MOBA stand for?
Massive online battle arena.
Massive online? Or
Yep.
I thought that was MMO, or massively multiplayer online role-playing game.
Multiplayer online battle arena, maybe.
Yeah. All right. Current state of MOBAs. See, we got fucking Smite. Fucking League. They got some. There's some new shit on
Smite, League, Dota. Freaking.
There's actually
as far
a new
as, like,
one on
Sega Genesis.
There's a game Genesis, yeah.
Yeah,
The
Sega
new
Genesis.
the new one on
Console.
yeah, console. Which is kind of cool. I played it a couple times. It's just like it's like League top down, but with a controller. It's all right. Fucking. Other than that, I mean, just League just has it right now as far as popularity. Smite.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think if you're not playing League, then like, I mean, there are like other MOBAs are sustainable. Like they have player bases. They'll always have their player bases. But as of right now, as far as like, what is the most popular of the genre, I would probably have to say League of Legends.
Big true. I think Smite's second.
It's a bit
Maybe Dota
unfortunate.
is. I don't know.
Yeah, Dota's
Yeah.
probably more popular.
So I
than
think
Smite.
MOBA's super fun. We all play League
It's
and
a-
Smite.
It's a bit unfortunate that like I mean I'll bring up Paragon, that like people can't really like
Don't
break
bring
the
it
mold.
up.
Like
Alright.
like it's almost like the mold has like everyone who is like I don't even know how to describe what I'm thinking right now. Everyone who is loyal to like the MOBA genre as a whole like tried Paragon, and a lot of the changes that they tried to implement in Paragon to make it unique, it just didn't work in a MOBA setting, and that's kind of drove people away. Like
Yeah.
the solo versus duo lane, that like something like that in a MOBA is designed to fail. You're not supposed to fight two people alone.
It kind of worked though. I felt like I was fucking two people up pretty
Yeah, I mean,
successfully.
like you could definitely press your level advantages, and like depending on how good you were with your champion, maybe even kill one of them, and like you start to get like really fed. But like at the end of the day, like the asymmetrical map, freaking making it so that certain minions push downhill. Like there was just like a whole bunch of different advantages that like were provided to the duo lane,
Yeah.
and kind of made it hard to like for some champions to even farm.
Yeah, for people who don't know, the duo lane in Paragon was like basically top lane. Well, it wasn't. It was on either side. There'd be one person
compare
versus the ADC and support. Was
You
how
can
they set
compare
up.
it to your typical off lane in any other MOBA, except the only difference is rather than the duo lane facing the other duo lane, your duo lane fights your off laner, and the other off laner fights the other duo lane.
Yep. Yep.
Um,
So you need a lot of help from, I mean, your jungler, but I mean, your job was to really just not die or feed. I mean,
Yeah, even if you ended up giving your tower, like it was just better to like not die and give up those kills. The thing that I think was really problematic about it, like not to say that it didn't work, because once again, there were situations where I
thought that
killed
was
people
pretty
and
good.
ended up getting really fed. It impacted jungle a lot more than it did other lanes. Like it locked you into like these very linear ganking paths that like were almost necessary in order for your team to be successful.
yeah.
And like it made certain styles of play very predictable. Like there was just like there was a lot of issues with it. I personally think that towards the end of the game, before they decided to shut it down, they made a couple changes that promoted having duo lane versus duo lane and solo lane versus solo lane. And I personally thought that you started to see more of a MOBA-esque style there, where like the amount of gold that like the individual teams were collecting mattered, and
Wasn't
like
it duo lane versus duo lane at the end? Or
Yeah,
is
that's
it
what I'm
a
It was the
6?
saying. Like,
same map though. That was the problem. Is that
Yeah, that's
they
kind of
didn't.
dumb.
They designed the map for a 2v1 where it was downhill on one side, and so like there was always a duo that had an advantage because they're coming down the hill, and the buff was a little bit more on their side. It was just like weird.
Yeah. And Shane, I don't know much about Smite. I don't know if you want to touch on that like really quick. Maybe Tyler and I can get. I mean, I think Tyler's played a little bit.
it feels
Yeah,
very much like a
Smite
board
is
game
like
to me.
it's like traditional MOBA.
Just traditional. Well, is it
Yeah.
similar to League in a lot of ways from your
Yeah.
perspective? Yeah.
There's two big boss buffs that do different things to help your team, and there's
I think the jungle in Smite's a little more versatile. Like it's
yeah,
kind of reminiscent of like the season 7 jungle in League, where like in League you could like back in the day when they first reworked the jungle, you could smite the camps, and each camp that you smited gave you a different buff. Like if you got Krugs, it would like if you got Krugs, it
Oh,
would make
really?
it so
I
that
didn't know
yeah.
that.
Like if you smited the
That's way
Krugs, it
back
would give
when.
you a buff that made it so that your auto attacks stun the minion camps to make it easier to farm. If you got the Gromp, it would give you poison on hit. The birds would grant you vision and vision denial. Like there was like a lot of like advantages. The wolves would give you this like free ward. Like I actually thought the jungle was a lot more
Ooh,
interactive
the
back
wolves
then.
give you free war. That's kind of cool. I like that.
Yeah, it was
Makes
well,
me
it
happy.
was kind of like you know how Kai'Sa's little wisp interacts when like it sees a champion, it like follows them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was kind of like that. So you would smite the wolves, and then like this little tiny ghost would appear, and it would just kind of fly down towards the river. And then
Mhm.
like if anybody walked near it, if any enemy walked near it, it would start like it would like attach itself to them, and then like start like blinking and like show on the map that there was an enemy nearby.
Right. Next thing, are video games good right now, bro?
No,
Are they good? Yeah, I think they're
no.
trash. Maybe I'm just a washed up fucking mid-20s guy who
How
wants
do
all
you
the
feel
old
about
game.
it, Shane?
Are they good, bruh? I'm just gonna grab my phone really quick.
You were commenting not too long ago about how the fact that all the games you play bore you.
yeah,
I feel like we've kind of entered a phase where a lot of like the games that are selling are either long-standing series that are tried and tested and true. Like Super Smash Bros. Is actually really popular among the younger generation right now. Mario Kart is they just released a phone game that you can play online against your friends, and I was literally at an assembly last week and every person in the assembly was playing. I'd like maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration, but it was hard pressed to find someone who wasn't on their phone playing Mario Kart. Um and I think that like a lot of the games that are selling are reworks. Like if they're not like the tried and true games like Call of Duty, which will inevitably make a lot of money regardless of the fact that it's been trash for the last few years.
Milk that cow, baby. One more. One more Call
Um
of Duty.
yeah. And becomes obsolete within a
oh,
year
it'll
and then you
never
have to get a
end.
new title.
No, I won't.
It's
Or
like
you
the
have
Now albums.
games like the Link's Awakening remake, which I'm currently playing, and it's pretty incredible. Like very very original to itself. They just updated the artwork and added some new features and kept it very original to the first game. Um,
I think the best game right now is Untitled Goose Game.
I think there's too much
Even-
money
even
in
though I haven't played
video
it.
games right now. I think that's the reason why video games suck.
Well, there's just so
Because-
much that can come out now. It's just like leaves room for so much garb. I
And
guess.
just-
yeah, that's what I was saying. Like games that are being remade, those are the ones that are selling, and that's just because like they're remakes of games that are really good and have been really good.
Yeah, the ones that hit. You know,
But they're passion projects back then. They weren't like cash grabs. You know what I mean? Like every game these days, it just seems like they go towards the fucking things that will make them the most money. So like, oh, let's focus on these flashy skins or fucking like just attention grabbing things that will make us money rather than like the content that the games were before, where they were more like nerdy books, like niche nerdy books that like people would fucking
Hmm.
just fall in love with when they were making, and you can tell because the stories were so good.
What's
Yeah.
the worst game you guys have played in like the past year? Like something you bought and you played it for a little bit and you were like, wow, this is really bad.
Past year,
Yeah.
I almost hate to say it as a long-standing fan of the series, but Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, you're mad about that one, huh? Because you
Yeah.
were waiting forever for it.
Not good, man.
You were like,
Not good
I heard
at
you talk
all.
about that like 2 years before it came out. Like, bro. And yeah.
Yeah. Not good, man. They fucked up big time. They let Disney sink their claws way too deep into it.
Yeah.
Like the game was
Money.
the game was all about the Disney and all about the like just pretty much retelling the story of all the movies that the world took place on, and then it was literally maybe a solid like 80 minutes of gameplay towards the end of the game that had to do anything with the story at all.
Yeah, I hear that. Freaking the worst one
Like
for me.
like Disney forced them to make the entire game about Disney, and they were just trying to fire out the exposition that all of the players who are long-standing fans actually wanted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dookie buns.
I think the next game will be a little bit better. At least that's my hope, because
I hope so
they've
for
kind
your
of
sake.
they've kind of set it up so that they've kind of set it up to detach themselves from Disney. It's going to be its own completely original story.
That's cool. I'll give it some different
Like the
vibes.
entire saga up to this point was known as the Kingdom Hearts saga. And the next one's going to be known as the Verum Rex saga, and it's going to be almost reminiscent of Final Fantasy 15.
For that and Rick and Morty season 4, which I think they announced for Rick and Morty.
November.
What, for real? Damn. Hells yeah. I'm a nerd for that stuff.
Yeah.
It's gotten even more and more popular. I do have like 30 Szechuan sauces in my kitchen.
I think
I honestly thought the Szechuan was pretty good.
I like it. Were people hating on it? I don't even know.
I don't know.
Oh, Chris, did you hear
But
that
I wish they kept it.
Did you hear
Yeah, I
that
don't
they
know why they
announced
don't.
Overwatch 2 for early next year, March of
I
next year?
remember you telling me about that. I don't know how to feel about that, bruh.
They said, well, basically, like, my understanding of it is they are just going to take Overwatch as it is right now, add new characters and maps in addition to the ones that already exist,
So
and
like,
then they're going to also build a story mode.
so it's just a really big update. That kind of,
Essentially.
yeah,
Essentially.
that makes
It's
sense.
more it's
like
more
that.
about they said that Overwatch 2 in air quotes is more about the story mode. They want to get a story mode out there because they think that it could do well now. With the
I
game
believe
being out
that.
so long.
I believe that for sure. Especially if you could play any character in the story mode. It's cool as hell.
Yeah, and just follow their experience
Or
through the
they would
entire
probably
End of
do like
Crisis or whatever.
for every quest or like every like area, if they were gonna do like zones, they'd probably give you like a select few characters that'll go, you know how they do in those events they do for like Halloween and such.
Sure.
They would probably do, you know, the limited amount of characters. Hey, pick through these for this quest, because some characters just don't work for certain
Yeah,
interactions.
I wonder
why
what
they have to do that.
style. I wonder what style it would eventually take. I imagine it would be similar to
Imagine
those
they made
types
an
of game modes.
MMO, like an MMO out of that, out of
That
Overwatch stuff.
so I touched on this last
Weird.
week. But Overwatch has been in development since like 1996.
I remember. Yep.
And they were originally planning on World of Warcraft was supposed to be an MMO based around the entire story of Overwatch, and they didn't think that they could get their fan base online with a new and completely new set of characters and a completely new story
True.
to commit to an MMO. So they used Warcraft, which was something that they had a huge fan base already and was already established, and then they just built on that and made World of Warcraft.
Yeah, man, that game was some other shit, dude.
Yep, slowly taking the gaming industry back over. We're going for a hard reset.
Yeah, because they're just like, you know what? People have been wanting the old Warcraft forever. Why don't we give them what they want? Instead of making, like, pandas.
Yep.
Hey, pandas were awesome, man.
Honestly, like
I
I
probably
was
did have the most fun in Mist.
honestly, I was looking at Warcraft. I was looking at World of Warcraft, and I was looking at like one of the newer updates, like after Pandaria, and like I was like extremely enticed just by like I'm sure that like you guys for World of Warcraft players, this is something that you'll be able to understand, just like the sheer scale of the world and like your character being in a place that's like being so small in a place that's so big. You're in these massive cities interacting with other people and NPCs, and like there's just this like level of immersion that no other MMO has managed to achieve.
I lost. I have so many hours in that game. Yeah, I probably have a full like year or two.
It's an entire
in
different
hours of like time gone away from being in there.
It's an entirely different universe. Literally, like you just enter a world that isn't the same one we're in.
Yeah, and they keep up so many servers. That's how they justify. You know, they're able to justify the subscription. It's like I don't know what it is now. Like, all right, this is a little segment where we watch some random ass game that no one's ever heard of, and we give our little 2 cents on it. Here we go. Boom. This is Super Animal Royale. It's a battle royale with animals. Looks to be some sort of top-down version.
Oh, fantastic!
I'm kind of liking it so far.
Reminds me of Battle Royale already.
Except everyone's a fox or there's some sort of adorable animal. Yeah, this is a
Another
little
skunk grenade
awkward.
For an
Skunk grenade.
AoE
All right.
poison blast leaves a lasting AoE poison effect.
Oh, so
I
it's
feel
gas.
like oh,
Oh!
guts. He was so silent.
My man just popped out of that box.
Damn,
and
this guy's got a
sprayed his
sword,
shit.
dog.
Ah!
No.
Nope. Sniper.
Ooh! Yeah, I want to play this.
No! He had it.
Using.
Okay.
Yo, he's flipping around like
You
crazy.
gotta be
That's
kidding
the
me.
guy you're just talking
You've
about.
gotta find
It's just scary,
the
like all
safest
the line of sight
place I can heal up. Can I do it from here?
in that angle.
Nope. We've done a bad thing. I just did a bad thing.
Oh, he's standing in
I
smoke.
regret the thing I did.
He's in the gap.
I thought that I was gonna be safe
he's
right
dead.
here. Maybe we will outlive somebody else and we're gonna get second, but they're gonna be surprised if they kill each other and then they find out that I died of the skunk gas.
That was Super Animal Royale. My
What a
rating,
beautiful
pretty
game.
awesome. Alright, what else do I got written down? Let's see. Now I got the future of professional gaming and VR. Maybe we could talk about VR being in professional gaming, which would be
AR.
sick as heck. VR
all about-
professional gaming? That's like this movie. It'd be sick. I think it's
I
possible.
think there are some games that already dabble with like multiplayer VR.
Yeah, I did like a Call of Duty style game on my brother's VR, his Oculus. It was pretty nice. You pick up your gun, you like reload it like with the handles and stuff. You have to actually grab the clip and like grab another clip from your hip and then put it into the like AK and stuff. It was super awesome. It's kind of scary to be honest with you, but it was awesome. It'd be sick to see.
Mm-hmm.
And professional gaming is just taking over the world, honestly. It's just
Yo, the fucking World Championship is coming up, and I swear to God, that shit is the Korean Super Bowl nowadays.
Do you think esports are as big as sports
Oh yeah,
or bigger? Might be bigger.
Uh,
I think there's more.
maybe not bigger than like football
Yeah, football's
like-
kind of massive.
or like soccer around the time of like the World Tournament for soccer.
Oh yeah, 'cause soccer gets. I'm not into it personally, but I watch football sometimes.
But I mean, it's still a little more niche than sports are. Like, sports are something that was like passed from the previous generation onto ours, whereas video games is something that's developing. So like the appreciation of video games will increase over time as our generation starts to kind of like take over like the older slot.
Yeah, I
Um,
think it just like took a while for it to find its like professional kind of like a commercial setting, because there were so many people that like were into video games, like just diehard video game fans, and I just think it was super suppressed by like the people in the past generation who want to play football, and the old school guys, and like, oh, you can't do anything playing video games. And then there's finally a platform for it, and people are making money in tournaments and streaming and So yeah, like I said, it's still developing. I think the next generation of gamers is going to be absolutely insane. And lots of opportunity for them.
Well, it's the kind of thing where like the previous generation aren't really gonna like watch a league tournament. Like my dad, like no joke, my dad saw one of the matches of the Overwatch League playing on ESPN,
Mm-hmm.
and he kind of like passed it and watched it
Yeah.
for a little bit, and then he like switched over.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like talking to me about it. He's like, some of those guys are like crazy, honestly. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
My whenever I show like my parents or like grandparents stuff, they're just like, don't know what's going on. It's because there's things are happening so quick, like they can't like keep up. It's not a baseball flying outfield that takes.
Oh, that's a
up so
Kiana ult followed by
yeah.
Twitch just went invisible with his
Say-
Q, and then he pops out of invisibility. You know
Yo,
what I'm saying?
guys, can I throw on a video that'll like?
Thanks for tuning into the Peanut Gallery. Hit them buttons. Just do it. Hit the buttons.
Hit the
Hit
buttons!
the fucking buttons, dude. You know which
Hit
ones
the
I'm
buttons!
talking about.
Leave a comment below this
Comment
fucking sexy window.
section, dog. All right.
I hit that shot! Are you fucking shitting me, bro?
Come on.